welcome to my channel. I am Julie. This is Julie Sews Her Own Clothes. I have lots of notes today. I've got so much to share with you, and I will start with what I'm wearing. So today I have the Donny shirt on with this really fine cotton dobby. Got tiny little, I don't know if, yeah, you can see tiny little dots on it. It's very soft. And if I shift my chair out of the way, I think I am going to start making the Donnies a little bit longer, just a tad too short for me. I do like to tuck my tops in, and it just not the right length for me, although I can tuck it in. I feel like maybe it's the combination because I'm wearing it with a pair of saguaro pants, and what I have noticed about the saguaro pants is they're too high. This hemline is too high and these are too high for my preference. So if I was to, which I often do, fold the elastic over on my saguaro pants, then the top of the pants fits on my natural waist rather than being a bit higher. And I find when it's higher, the elastic kind of pushes my belly into a weird shape, which I'm not keen on. And I think that sits better, but then it's too low to actually tuck in. It just constantly pops out. So I've got a little bit of a fit issue with the Donny that is so easy to rectify. I just need to add an inch or so on the bottom. But and actually that's an easy fix, I believe, for the saguaro pants. The last three pair I've made them and then turned them over. And I'm like, why do I do that? Why have I not adjusted the pattern so that I don't need to do that? Can you see what I'm talking about? Because then I get the raw edge from the seam popping out in the odd place. But anyway, they fit a lot better when I double over the elastic. I think that's much nicer. So that is what I'm wearing today. It's a bit warm. I'm feeling the heat. Anyway, finished garments. Let's go with finished garments. It has been a week for finishing garments off, actually. So I will start with the, where will I start? The Closet Core Fear swimsuits. Now, I showed you the fabrics in my last vlog. I had the blue butterfly, purpley blue butterfly fabric that I was going to do a twirl with because that was fabric gifted to me by the lovely Jane at work, and I did complete that, and here it is. So I mean, I bought a swimwear hanger because I thought it would help show, but I think it's for a teeny tiny toddler. Look, it finishes there. That's supposed to be adult size 12. What a waste of money. Anyway, I made the Closet Core Fear. I will just show you the line drawings as a reminder. That's what it's meant to look like, with the crossover at the back, which is here. And I've got to say, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it does cross over and then it catches here. Let's have a little look. And once you've got it on, stretch it out. There you go. You can kind of see it's fully lined. I got to see it as a tester of my very first swimwear. This fabric was really fabulous to work with. It is quite well behaved. It doesn't slip about, even though it feels quite slippery as a fabric. I did struggle with putting the elastic in though, and it took me quite some time to get my technique right with that. In saying that, I mean, you can see it's not the cleanest, but actually on the outside it's not bad. It's not bad. It's most definitely wearable as a toile. Now, what I will say about this, as my first one, I traced the pattern, and then I used the lengthen shorten line across the top area to reduce it by 1.5 inches, because to match my measurements that the pattern was suggesting. The length of the torso was longer than my torso, and I thought I didn't want that gaping. You know, we don't want that area gaping, don't you? So I dropped 1.5 inches out to match my measurements against the pattern and made it. And actually, it was fine, but what it had done was it dropped the top of the bodice to sit about there, which I put it on and Chris was like, it looks nice. But for me, it felt like that's one dive in from a pop out, and I didn't fancy that. So what I decided to do, although this is absolutely wearable and I will wear it, I think it's just such a pretty fabric. And as my first effort, I think I did an okay job of it. And I was quite chuffed that it was a wearable garment at the end, without any major hiccups really, other than recognising I needed to get better, and I think it's going to take a little while actually to get better at managing the swim elastic, because this I use like the rubberized, and maybe that's just not for me. Maybe I need to use the swim elastic, the cotton and elastic type rather than the rubber, but I gave it a go. It is definitely wearable. I think it's got a really lovely shape to it, and that is my first fair swimming costume. I then proceeded to move to the Fabric Godmother swimwear that I'd selected for this. I then took the pattern back to its original length. So I added that 1.5 inches back in at the cut, at the length and shorten line. And I thought, I think that probably would work, because I could see that would lift it to my high bust rather than sitting too much between my high and low bust. So I added that length back in. This fabric, I've got to say, is just absolutely beautiful. It is the softest fabric. It's actually called, what is it? It's a sport jersey, swimwear and sport jersey in oatmeal, and it's £10 a metre. And I looked on their website and I believe they still got some of it. Again, fully lined. You can see on the inside the pattern has a bust elastic just to kind of hold you in a bit better. It is understitched on the inside to keep the line at the front nice and smooth, which it definitely does when it's on. You can see the The straps are lovely and fine, yet they're really strong, and it ties up from the loops. That I think it's easier to show in the plain fabric than it would have been. Hang on a sec, let me just pop it over my head. Than it would have been on the busy fabric, but you can see there loops are sewn in between the outer and the lining fabric. The bust elastic is caught there, and it just keeps everything in place, and then you tie it to whatever length that you like, and then it's got a lower back into the bottom area. And I did look at that, and as I was sewing it up, I'm thinking, it's flesh toned. It's flesh toned. It's jersey. Is it gonna go completely see-through as soon as it gets a splash of water on it? And I'm like, oh gosh. I popped it on and I had a shower in it, and I can report that it holds my dignity very well. It does not become transparent as the water hits it, which I am very relieved about. I mean, I would have worn it as a top if I had to. I wouldn't have been that upset about it. But I am really pleased that it is going to be wearable for its intention, and that is to be a swimsuit. So I am really delighted with that one and looking forward to giving it a go and wearing it in public. So the fit for that worked out perfectly. I am going to make the bikini in the plain pink swimwear fabric, and then I'm going to make the Luca swimsuit, which is the one arm cut across with the flounce. I'm going to make that in the jungle type fabric that I showed in my last vlog. So not last vlog, we did a tour of my garden room in my last vlog, the one before that. So if you want to have a little pop back, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and have a look at those fabrics. So that is all of my swimwear catch up. I then decided that I would make Chris a pair of swim shorts, and I selected the GLE Victor pattern because I think it's a nice style pair of shorts, the type of thing Chris would like to wear and would buy for himself, really. But I think it's also attracted to me because it had the swim shorts inside the trunks. Is that right? Is that the right? They're like knickers. They just hold these bits and bobs together. And I thought I'd bought some power mesh when I bought all of my swim fabric, and I thought I definitely want a pair of knickers inside of the swim shorts. So I set about, measured him up, and he came out at a size extra large. These are great actually. They are for children and adults, and they've got a really big size range. So I made it with the remnant. I think I'd got the last of the Dancing Men fabric that Fabric Godmother had in their sale around Easter time. I literally wanted 5 meters, and I put that in, and it said no thanks, we haven't got that. And I just kept dropping 1/2 meter until it kind of said yes, put it in your basket. And I only actually managed to get 1.5 meters, but I did make the most gorgeous. I absolutely love these. They are just such a funky pair of shorts for Chris. fast drying, go for a swim, shake them off, sit at the bar, pretty much dried off. You can see the lining. Now, I'm not joking, this lining is so soft. It's almost silky. I just washed some of his shorts this morning. They've got a lining in, some Nike shorts that he's got with a white lining in, and the difference in the quality is unbelievable. Just think they're gorgeous. Don't you think they're gorgeous? I've got a feeling he's going to be asking me to make him some more shorts. And literally, we booked a holiday for the back end of summer. So, you know, holiday wardrobe building is now on my mind. And it's really nice to be able to make something that I think Chris would enjoy wearing. So yes, he's got his first item for holiday now, the Jelly Victor shorts, really nice pattern. Annie is wearing the New Look 6620 and she is wearing View B. You look at the line drawings, you can see that the back has a crossover and it has a tie that comes through a loop on the side there and then fastens. So I made it in this Broidery anglaise that I purchased whilst Chris and I were on a little weekend break to Whitstable. I found a little fabric shop on Whitstable High Street, a beautiful little store, and yeah, purchased 2 different types of Broidery anglaise, and this is my first make with one of them. Now the neck, the back, I'll get this right in a second, the front bodice neckline needed bias binding. So I used the selvage from the same fabric, nice and fine, lightweight, and I just used that to make up my own bias binding, and as you can see I made it very narrow. So yeah, that is complete. I think you could probably wear it the other way around, but I think it sits nicer on the body this way. There you can see the crossover on the back. Like I say, I'll try and get some photos for you to show you what it looks like on. That is just a straightforward little quick and easy make. So the next thing is my emerald green aisle jeans. Now I might just move you a little bit further round. These are not finished, but they're not far off. Now these are the aisle jeans pattern. I love the aisle jeans. I'd made them in a size 12 and they were just a tad looser than what I would have liked. So I did size down for these and made them in the size 10. I will take some photos when I finish them off, which should be this weekend really. But what I did find is that the hips are snug. They're snug to the point where I think it's creating like a drag line across here. You can just about see the drag lines where I tried them on. Thought, no, I don't like that. They do have 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, which is very handy, because I think what I'm going to do, if you can see here, I have overlooked them separately as the instructions, so I can literally just take those seams right back to the overlock, and that will give me what, 2, 4, about ½ inch either side overall, which I think is probably more than enough for the ease that I need for these to feel comfortable and not to create any drag. I decided I was going to try a fringe. What do you think? I thought, let's try a fringe. No, not the fringe. Yes, the dress fringe. I am going to make the chalk and notch fringe dress with the remainder of the emerald green fabric. Now, I laid it all out on the table. When I see it was pattern Tetris. I mean, I literally just managed. This is what I've got left. This is what I've got left from that fabric. I have this, which is what I tested the buttonhole for my aisle jeans. I've got that. And I was considering, do I unpick those buttonhole stitches? Because I thought I might have needed that scrap of fabric. And I have this. And that is all of it that is left. But what I do have is all of the pattern pieces, including the pockets are all cut out, and that is ready to sew up. So I am quite looking forward to having a bright emerald green fringe dress. And that wasn't on the plan until yesterday. I mean, I'm certain I'm not the only sewist who does this. In fact, I know I'm not the only sewist who does this, because I watch a lot of vloggers. You have all of these plans, they're all lined up, you know what you're doing, and then in the moment something just takes your fancy and the fabric and the pattern pair themselves up and make you go with it. And that's what happened. The fabric didn't want to go in the stash. It was calling the fringe at me. So there you go. We have another make on the go from the remainder of this lovely emerald green. It's gorgeous, isn't it? We booked a holiday, and that kind of sends the mind in a different direction in terms of the sewing plans, because I think when you're spending summer at home, I think the sewing plans are slightly different to when you're going abroad. And I have purchased, actually seemed to be a bit of a closet core fan this last couple of months, because I seem to have gone from 0 patterns to a little stash of them. And I think this is I will definitely put this one down to Jess from So What If I Saw. Jess has made several of the Pietra pants, and I really love her shorts. She's really sold the shorts to me in terms of the comfort, the style. So I thought I'm going to give them a go. And actually, in the same way as the emerald green fabric, I have in my stash this denim blue. I think that's also a viscose linen, but it's a bit sturdier than the emerald green one. I think it's got less viscose and more linen. I don't know. I'm guessing, so don't take my word for it, but if you look up close, it's got a lovely texture to it. And I made a pair of wide leg trousers, just elastic pull-up trousers from this. Was it last summer or the summer before? I think it was last summer, because I think it was a couple of months before I started vlogging that I made these, and I haven't been vlogging a year yet. So I've got some left over from the wide leg trousers. Now I've got quite a bit left over. That's doubled up. And is it wide? Let's have a look at the width of the fabric. It's not massive. Well, it's relatively wide. That's a decent chunk of fabric. I reckon I've got just shy of 2 meters still, maybe a little bit less actually. I don't want it sitting in my stash doing nothing, so I am gonna make the cropped Pietras if I have enough fabric, which I think I may have, and if not, I'm gonna make shorts with it. And I've probably got enough to make a pair of these shorts and a pair of different style shorts from this same length of fabric. I think the saguaro do make a nice pair of shorts as well. So it'd be nice to have 2 different styles. These are elasticated at the back, so they are pull-ups, I believe. But they're very much more tailored looking, and they are high waist. I have been trying to get my little paws on my next item for the longest time. For those of us who follow Adam from Adam Saws, he is King Caddy Maker. There is no question. I could make myself a caddy. I know I've got the skills to make myself a caddy, but have I got the time and patience? Would it come out as spectacular? Would my choice of fabrics look as beautiful? I don't think so. And here it is. I got it. Here it is. Look at that. How beautiful. How beautiful is that? The front is just absolutely stunning. I just love the way he puts different fabrics and colours together. I just love the little details in the different strapping that he uses. The interior is just beautiful. Look at that. And this is actually perfect for going to sewing socials. You can literally put all your bits and bobs in there. I could put my snips and my unpickers in there because I can secure them down, zip them up. Even the zipper. I've got some of these zippers actually. I've got some of these zips from little bits that I've made in the past. But I don't think anyone makes a caddy like Adam makes a caddy. And they're just absolutely stunning. The way he quilts them, just at the bottom. His bias binding is just so beautiful. So I am the owner of one of Adam's precious caddies. Adam, thank you so much. It is beautiful and I love it. You've got to be quick though. You've got to be quick. When they go on the website, you've got to be ready. Because they got people like me. Got it. It's in the basket. It's gone. That's what you got to contend with. But yes, I am absolutely delighted to join the caddy club of Adam. So cheers for that. I did want to say a really big thank you to Susan for the coffee drop. That was really lovely of you and I appreciate that. So thank you so much, Susan. That was really sweet. I will catch up with you all soon. I hope you have a productive week and take care of yourselves. Bye for now.